Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the vlog. Guess where we're going? Yep, we're going to work. I hope that y'all can see me okay. Welcome back to another video. Today is, what is today? I don't even know. I took a long weekend last weekend. I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So that was nice. Yesterday was Tuesday. I went back to work. So today might be like the 18th, 17th or 18th. Anyway, I thought that I would go ahead and start another vlog and just chat with y'all while I'm on my way to work. I don't really have a whole lot to chat about today. And if you hear a little bit of a funny sound in my voice, I have had like some allergies and stuff like that. So I'm feeling okay, but I have had some congestion. And naturally, my battery's gonna start flashing. I knew I should have changed it. Hold one moment. Okay, I am back. I got y'all changed while I was sitting at a red light. That kind of worked out. But anywho, welcome back. If you are new here, let me just give my little intro. My name is Jennifer Lynn. I am 50 years old. I am an accountant. I work a lot, and I also do YouTube as my little side hustle. My YouTube channel mainly focuses around kind of like lifestyle vlogs, I would say at this point. I am a lifetime Weight Watchers member. I do like to meal prep on Sundays. I film most of those, maybe not all of them, but I have been meal prepping now since 2019, so that's been what, nearly 6 years. Y'all, that's a long time to be meal prepping, but you know, I always say that consistency is key in anything that you do. So anyway, yeah, I do meal preps, and I have also recently gotten into cash budgeting after I saved $10,000 doing the 100 envelope challenge last year. And that was really fun and kind of opened my eyes and made me kind of change the way that I see money and savings and all of that stuff. And so it's really, really fun. If you've not checked out any of my cash budgeting videos, then I will link my most recent one for you up here. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I had the weekend off. We did have the kids a Saturday and Sunday, which was a little bit of a crazy weekend. And Sunday, after we finished recording our vlog, well, Sunday after we finished recording our meal prep, I mean, we were tired. And what I've been doing on Sundays, because I usually eat breakfast really, really late, like 10:30 or something like that, I've been doing all of my meal prep. And then we've been going ahead and just having one of those meal preps kind of as a late lunch, early dinner or whatever. It was like 4 o'clock, I guess, and we ate one of our meal preps and fell asleep and woke up at 8 p.m. y'all. We took literally the longest nap ever, and I did not have to work on Monday, so I really wasn't concerned about it. Sometimes on Sundays, if it's late like that, I'll try not to let myself take a nap or nap that long. But Charlie did have to get up and go to work on Monday, so I ended up staying up until midnight. He went on to bed about 10 o'clock, so it was a little bit weird, but he never has any trouble sleeping. He is one of those, y'all. He can say that he's going to lay down and go to sleep and literally lay down and go to sleep. Me, I have to wind down, I have to play on my phone, I have to do all of this stuff, I have to count backwards in my head, I have to count sheep. You name it, I'm doing it to try to sleep. On the other hand, I can easily fall asleep on the couch watching TV and stuff like that. I can't stay awake, or I fall asleep when I'm editing my videos. And a lot of that is because I'm listening to myself kind of repeat the same things. And so I will just end up just kind of relaxing sometimes, especially once I finish editing a video. I've been trying to like play it back, and I almost always fall asleep, so I think that's hilarious. But anyway, hopefully I'm not putting y'all to sleep. But that was kind of our weekend in a nutshell. And yeah, this weekend I think Charlie actually has to work again on Saturday, which is kind of a bummer. I'm kind of over the first part of this year. I swear all we have done is work. He's worked every other Saturday. I had to work a Saturday in February and a Saturday in March because those days fell on the 1st. I always have to work on the first day of the month, and yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is, if we're just in this season of working or what, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm very thankful for my job. I'm very thankful for my YouTube channel and all of that, but I feel like Charlie and I, we've kind of been also like on opposite weekends, which, you know, I guess is good because one of us has been able to still go get the groceries and kind of do our own thing. But, you know, now that the time has changed and it's kind of, you know, lightening up a little bit outside, it's light whenever I get home, which is so weird because usually it's dark when I leave work, and that's if I leave work on time at 5 o'clock. So yeah, I'm ready to kind of get back into our little weekend schedule because I feel like that's kind of been thrown off with all of the work that we've been doing. I placed a huge Sam's Club order yesterday because we have not had time to, well, Monday when I was off, I placed the order. Half of it got delivered yesterday. It was hilarious, y'all. They literally set, like, I guess half of it, even though I ordered it as shipping, kind of came from like a delivery driver. And I mean, I ordered everything: cat litters, waters, paper towels, a bottle of Advil, which I actually have with me because I keep a bottle at work because my head and neck and stuff hurts all the time, and my bottle was getting low at work. So I always have like a backup. They were on sale. I mean, all of this stuff was just randomly sitting on my front porch for most of the day because I think they came like before lunchtime. My other items are going to actually be shipped. I wish that they would just ship all of it from the warehouse so that it would at least be boxed up, but no, that stuff literally just sat out loose on the front porch. Anyway, we've been out of a bunch of stuff, so I placed like a huge order. It was like, I don't know, 25 items or something like that. So I kind of did a big stock up of that. I also got my taxes done Monday. That hurt a little bit, not as bad as last year. I only ended up having to pay in like $2,400, and I am going to start like a separate sinking fund just for taxes for next year because I didn't really have very much income from YouTube, and y'all, I don't really make hardly any money on my YouTube channel from the videos, just so you know. I mean, it's like pennies, to be honest. And I've kind of stopped doing any kind of brand deals, mostly because I just don't have time for that. I don't have time to, you know, research a product, film it, send it in, all of that stuff. There's a process to that as well, and I'm just not a huge fan unless it's something that comes my way. And I do get requests all the time, but unless it's something that I'm just really interested in, then I don't have time to fool with it. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, I got my taxes done and didn't really have that much YouTube income, but I did probably take off most of the year last year on YouTube and just kind of started ramping up again towards the end of the year. So I am going to set up some new like sinking funds and stuff like that. I'm going to have like a high priority and like a low priority, which, just to explain sinking funds, because I do get a lot of questions on those. To me, sinking funds is a saving for things that I know that I'm going to have to spend on, you know, at some point in the future, and I don't want to have to pay all of that out at one time. So I'm setting aside little bits of money for that future expense. So right now I just have one like overall sinking funds binder, and I have like, you know, a clothing budget in there. I save for the house cleaning because I pay my daughter to clean the house every other week for me. That way I've got like a couple of weeks ahead in there. You know, I save for Ozzy because of his diabetes and his medication and having to go to the vet. I save for Sophie because she needs to have some teeth pulled, and that estimate was like $800 to $1,000. Things like that. I've got a vacation envelope in there just to save up for vacation. I have my Christmas envelope in there. Y'all, I've never been one to like really pre-plan for Christmas and like set aside money. I definitely don't like to shop for Christmas all year long. I like to wait until November and start buying for Christmas, just because I don't really know like what, you know, the girls are going to be into, what sizes they're going to be, stuff like that. So I like to wait and buy at that point. unless I just see something for somebody like my mom or my sister or something that I know that they would like, I'm not gonna be Christmas shopping until like November. So I'm kind of happy to see like those sinking fund balances increase. And then I have my savings challenges, and I love the savings challenges. To me, that is the most fun part. And those, I will like complete those savings challenges, put them into my completed binder. But I think I'm going to set up a long-term savings binder, kind of like almost like to save like for 6 months ahead. So I have like lots of plans in my head for my channel and for my setup and stuff like that. But then also to have like, that would be more like a, you know, super long-term sinking funds, and then I would just have my normal sinking funds. And I do kind of track my sinking funds at the end of the month. I've realized in doing this that I love to go through and condense and get rid of some of the small bills and exchange those for large bills, and I have been totaling that up at the end of each month. So if you want to see how I'm doing, then watch one of my cash condensing videos. I have 2 out there. One that I did in January is my very first one. I literally just took a sheet of notebook paper and wrote down my balances as I went. And then in February I had that and I rewrote it, and then I could compare it to how I did the previous month and to see how much I saved. So that was super fun, and I know that I'm going to be doing that at the end of every month. But anyway, with all of that being said, I am going to set up a sinking fund just for my income taxes. I do have a savings account that I have an automatic transfer, but that's for like my land taxes and my homeowner's insurance. So I'm going to try to keep my income tax separate, and so I just think that I'm going to set up a sinking fund for it and try to save up about the same amount of money, if not maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'll do like a $3,000 goal or something. I thought about increasing what I have withheld from my check, but I don't think I'm going to do that, just because you never know what tax changes are going to come into effect, and I would rather pay than be waiting on a refund. So I've just decided to set up another sinking fund for that. So I need to like redo or make some more envelopes and kind of reorganize into long-term, short-term, stuff like that. But anyway, I know that y'all all aren't here to hear about the cash budgeting, but I do think that it is important. And one thing that I've realized with that, to me, it kind of ties in with the weight loss, with anything that you do in life and being consistent. And I've noticed that whenever I slack off on anything, and it doesn't matter what it is, if it's, you know, I have to be consistent to read my Bible every day. I have a daily Bible. It has it broken down for me, and I've read it through like the past 3 years. This is either year 3 or 4. I can't even remember at this point, and I just start it over every January. You know, I have to be consistent. I have to meal prep. If I don't meal prep, I'm going to eat like crap, and I'm going to feel like crap from that. I have to make my lunches and bring to work every day. I literally have my lunchbox over here, you know, with my fruit, with my sandwich, all of that stuff. And I do it every single day. The only times I don't bring my lunch is if we're going to go out to eat lunch or have something special at work. Otherwise, I consider my lunches like my dinners. It's just really not something like, oh, am I going to take my lunch today or am I going to go out to eat? I'm taking my lunch. That's always the plan. I have to be consistent with my money as well, because I'm a big spender, y'all. A big spender, and I have tried to rein that in and get control of that. And doing the cash budgeting on my YouTube channel actually really helps a lot, because I feel like it holds me accountable to y'all, because I mean, that's my real money, and you know, like, I'm really saving that money and love seeing those balances grow, and at the end of the day, it's only going to help me, and then I hope that it helps y'all a little bit as well. The one thing I need to be more consistent about is my working out, and I definitely want to start going back to Pilates, because it's been a hot minute since I've been there, and yeah, I miss it. I don't necessarily miss the payment, but I miss Pilates. backing into my parking space here. Alrighty guys, I'm at work. I will chat with y'all later. We'll see what we get into this week. Hello, it is Saturday morning. I just got ready. It is 11:40. I should have already been ready, but I ended up talking to my sister on the phone for a long time this morning whenever I first got up. And I took my press-on nails off, so don't look at my fingers. They're looking bad. I jammed one of them and kind of messed up the end of my nail, so this finger is like super sore, so I had to like get them off, so they're gonna have to rest for a little bit. But anyway, I am here. I have my planner out, and I'm going to just make my grocery order real quick, because this week I'm gonna make the Marry Me chicken tortellini, which I think I've made on here one time before. Somebody had asked me to make Marry Me chicken, and I don't really want to make like just Marry Me chicken and then like a pasta separate. I like the Marry Me chicken tortellini that time that I made it, and it's been a minute since I've done that, so I think that's the version of Marry Me chicken that I'm going to make. And then I think for my other meal I'm gonna do just spaghetti. I will get ground beef for Charlie and ground turkey for me. And a friend of mine gave me a jar of like her Rayo's spaghetti sauce that she had picked up at Costco, and she said that it's too spicy, and I'm like, really? So I'm like, that is not spicy, especially not to me. But anyway, she could not eat it, so she gave it to me because she knows that I like it. So I have that big jar of spaghetti sauce, and what Charlie and I usually do is we will each make our own sauces. I'm gonna do zoodles instead of pasta. Actually, do I want to do spaghetti and tortellini? Now that I'm saying that out loud, that's two pastas. What am I thinking? Okay, we're not gonna do spaghetti. Dun 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 dun. Spaghetti crossed off. All right, if I do Marry Me chicken, because I can do the spaghetti next week. I don't know why. I had like changed my mind from what I was gonna do. I can do Marry Me chicken and I don't want to do two chicken dishes. I mean, I swear I could just easily eat chicken for every meal. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay. I'm going to make another repeat meal, one that y'all have probably seen me make 100 times. And I think that I have some of the ingredients in the cabinet already, and I've been trying to clean up my pantry. So we're going to do Marry Me chicken tortellini and Mexican meatloaf. And that one is a very easy meal. And I haven't had sweet potatoes in a while. I like to have that with diced sweet potatoes. So we'll do Mexican meatloaf with sweet potatoes. And yeah, that's going to be my meal prep tomorrow. So I'm gonna just quickly add to my list. I feel behind because Charlie always orders that sandwich, and I told him when I was up talking to my sister at 8 o'clock this morning, I was like, hey, go ahead and order your sandwich if you want to for like a 10:30 pickup. And I almost said 11 because y'all know it takes me forever to get ready. But I said 10:30. I thought, you know, surely I can be ready between 10:30 and 11. Well, I know the sandwich is ready. It will just sit there, and my turkey. He will go ahead and order that, which that is a life hack if you don't want to like stand there at the deli and wait on everybody and wait on anybody to have to make you a sandwich. If you want one, just order it on the app ahead, and then it's just sitting there. You can just roll through and pick it up. So very easy. But yeah, so I've been feeling like I needed to rush. So I kind of just rushed and got ready. I'm literally just wearing like one of my MTSU's t-shirts, and I put this jacket on. It looks pretty and sunny outside. I am wearing flip-flops, but you know, Publix gets like super cold, so I feel like if I don't have my jacket on, then I'm going to freeze whenever I go into Publix. So I'm just going to go into my little notes app and update my little grocery list that I always have in here. I unchecked everything and took off everything that I had last week. So I'm going to need chicken. I always have it on the list because I always eat chicken, but I'm going to need some of the tortellini and some of the sun-dried tomatoes, which I like to get the little julienne cut ones, and then we don't have to dice those or anything. For the Mexican meatloaf, I'm going to need 1 pack of ground turkey, some enchilada sauce. I know I have a can of the green chilies, and I may have one of the little Jiffy mixes that I like to use for that. There's not a whole lot that goes in that. The dogs are barking. Charlie's not here. He's working. So, yeah, I need to pull up my recipes for both of those. I'm going to need like 4 sweet potatoes. I can just do like some steamed veggies. So we'll have the Mexican meatloaf. And I like to do them as muffins. If you're new here, I'll do like 12 meatloaf muffins, and then we each get 2. And then some of the sweet potatoes, and then steamed veggies. And for the tortellini, it will just be like the 1-pot meal, the tortellini, the chicken, the sun-dried tomatoes, and Charlie always has half and half here because he uses that in his coffee. I never use like the heavy cream or anything. That's one way that I will make it like less points, even though that's going to be a higher point meal, but it's okay. All right, I think I'm good. I just need to check my pantry, and my little planners kind of helped me out a little bit, but I'm still not that good at filling it out in advance. So I want to be a great little planner, but then I don't set whenever I have time to plan. But anywho, it is fine. I kind of already had in my mind what I was going to make this week, and then I changed from like a Mexican casserole to the Mary Me chicken. But the Mexican casserole had chicken in it, so I didn't want to do like a Mexican casserole. So anyway, I haven't done the Mexican meatloaf in a long time, so it will be fun. So it'll be 2 kind of easy meals that I've done before. And yeah, I won't do any dessert or anything this week. All right, I need to go because I know that sandwich and stuff is sitting there. I don't know why that makes me feel like I have to hurry up and get there. Maybe I'm afraid somebody's going to take it, which wouldn't be the end of the world. If somebody else bought it, then I would just have to order a new one. But Publix did call this morning, and I normally don't answer the phone if I don't recognize the number. And I was like, I'm going to answer that. I was on the phone with my sister, and it was a little guy from Publix, and he was like, I know this is going to sound weird, but the bakery's out of bread. And I just kind of laughed. And he was like, is the Italian 5-grain bread okay? And I said, yeah, that's fine. So hopefully Charlie's okay with that, because he wasn't here to ask, and I had to either say yes or no. If Charlie doesn't like it, then, you know, he can go pick up another sandwich or something. But I think that it'll be fine. He may like that better than the regular bread that he gets. I don't even know what he gets, to be honest. So anyway, let me get my groceries, and then I'll be back. I may want to go run some errands today. One thing, I've not been wearing my rings. They're all too big on my fingers. And so I need to go to the jewelry store and see about getting those sized down. If Jared's can't do it, which is where Charlie got my rings, plus where my other ring came from as well, there is a new jewelry store in town. And it's the one that like set my old stone in this new setting that I got from my friend. And they've done 2 or 3 things for her. I think that they would be able to do it. I don't want to pay a whole lot of money to have it done, but I miss my rings, but I'm scared to wear them, that I'm just going to lose them, because they literally just like spin around on my fingers. And I have tried those little plastic things that you can get to hold them in place, but it just really does not work. Anyway, so I would love to be able to go over there. I wanted Charlie to be able to go with me, but I swear we're always either working, got the kids, something to where it's just not going to work out. All right, I'm going to put the dog. Hey, Ozzy. This is what I have to listen to all day when Charlie's not here. Ozzy, come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Tell everybody hi. What are you doing? What are you barking at? Are y'all going to be good boys and girls? Are y'all going to be good boys and girls? Yeah? No? All right. Y'all want your dentist stick? You want your dentist stick? Alrighty, guys. Let's go to the grocery store, get this done so that we can move on with our day. It looks beautiful out there. And yeah, I just want to keep moving today, because if I sit and get lazy, y'all know what happens. I go to sleep and take my nap, and I don't want to waste this beautiful day. So let's get busy. Alrighty, guys, I am back from the grocery store. That really wasn't that bad. It's just $12.57, and I didn't leave here until nearly 12 o'clock by the time that I got all of my stuff together. So anyway, let's just do a quick little grocery haul of a couple of things that I got. I spent $234, so I don't think that was that bad. I actually thought that I would spend more. because there was some stuff, it was buy one, get one free, but not on this. I did get some of these little Unreal bars that I like. These were not buy one, get one free, and they're $5.99 a bag. I actually got a third one. Oh, here it is. So I got the peanut butter cups, the coconut, and the one that kind of tastes like a Snickers. Those are delicious, and I just like to keep those in my drawer at work mostly. Sometimes I'll eat them here, but not that often. The mochis were buy one, get one free, so I did get the Dulce Delish and the strawberry mochi, and love that those were buy one, get one free. I have noticed that Publix is not carrying my chocolate covered strawberries, the True Fruit, any longer, so I will probably have to make a run to Costco for that, but that's okay. I just got all my normal stuff: Charlie's cookies, blueberries, cantaloupe, pineapples, peppers. I did get a can of dry shampoo, which this was like $13. It was a couple of dollars off the normal price, but whenever I get stuff like that, I'm like, oh, my grocery order is going to be large. And then I did get the dogs 2 bags of their dog food. This is what I switched them to when Ozzy got diabetes, because this is grain-free, and this is the chicken and duck, and they're like little pieces, so they really like them. It's not the cheapest. Like, I just looked this morning on Amazon and was going to order like a bigger bag for $40, and these small bags are $16.99 at Publix, but then it was buy one, get one free, so I got 2 bags for $16.99. So happy about that. I got 2 things of the Purex laundry detergent. I always use this one or else the All Free and Clear. Whenever either one of them is buy one, get one free, I go ahead and get 2 of those. So I got 2 of those. So I felt like I did like some stocking up today on some of that stuff. I got apples, Honey Crisp apples. Those are the best. Oh, this is the tortellini that I got. I need to get this in the freezer, but this bag, this is what I used the last time, and it turned out really good. So I got that. I just got some steamed broccoli to go with our Mexican meatloaf. I almost forgot my Jiffy Mix, and I went ahead and got one. We did not have one here, so I was surprised about that. Okay, I guess that's enough. That's all. Oh, that's Charlie's sandwich. I was just going to say, what is that? Everything else is just like my normal stuff. I didn't get chicken, so whatever chicken we use, we will just pull from the freezer. We got like a big pack last week, and I don't like to get that every week. But I do want to give like a shout out to Publix, because I know Publix is a little bit expensive, but I had the best shopping experience whenever I was in there. First of all, which I did get Charlie one of his gallons of lemonade, which I went ahead and put it in the fridge in the garage, but a guy was like stocking the shelves, and I didn't see the gallons. They did have like a couple of half gallons. I was like, hey, do you have a gallon of this? And he was like, no ma'am, I don't, you know. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I was just going to grab him a half gallon. Anyway, then the guy said, hold on, ma'am, hold on. I do have some back here. And he's like, how many you want? And I was like, just one. And so he brought it to me and, you know, put it in the cart for me. I was like, thank you. And then, I mean, everybody in the store was so nice. Then whenever I checked out, the cashier and the guy that bagged the groceries was super nice. And then another little guy came out when I was putting my groceries in my car and was like, do you need help? And I said no. And you know, I gave him my buggy because he was coming out to get the empty buggies, and I kind of turned mine around and lined it up and let him, you know, put mine at the end of his and push it right on into the store too. But anyway, I just thought whenever I left there, literally like everybody was so nice, and that's not always the case, but it is. I don't know, it makes me feel good about shopping there, because when I go to other grocery stores, I mean, they do not pay attention at all to you. And all of the employees there were super duper nice today, very talkative. I even talked to another customer that was looking at these like almost white colored strawberries. And I saw her looking at them and like holding her phone up, and I went up to her and I was like, are those Bethany Frankel strawberries that she was eating? And she was like, they are. And I laughed, and she said they need to make a smaller pack, because it was like a huge pack. It was like this long. It looked like it had like 20 strawberries in it. You know, if it's something that you're not sure that you want to try, then I do think that they need to like break that up and make some little smaller packs. But anyway, overall, a good shopping experience. And yeah, I love Publix, and that's why, you know, after kind of doing our little test of going back and forth between Kroger and Publix, we're spending the same amount of money, literally. Now, we do run into Kroger every other week, and Charlie gets the dog's canned food because they do seem to prefer the Abound canned food. That's what they like, and Publix does not carry that. I don't even know if that's on Amazon. I need to check that out. But anyway, groceries are done. I need to get all of this cold stuff put up, and then I actually have a leftover half of a cheeseburger and French fries from when I went out with my friends Thursday night. I don't know if I told y'all this or if I said it in my cash stuffing video that I filmed last night. But I met like 3 of my friends after work, and we were there forever Thursday night, and I only ate like half of my food. I was going to take the other half for my lunch on Friday instead of making a pizza, but instead I took like my dinner that I didn't eat Thursday night since I had went out to eat, because the fries really, you know, they're going to be better if you cook them in the air fryer. So I'm going to warm the burger up and the French fries in the air fryer, and that's going to be my lunch. And then I think I'm going to get my rings and stuff and try to head over to Jared's and go ahead and at least see how much of that's going to be and if they can do it. If not, then I may head over to that other jewelry store. And yeah, because I miss wearing my rings. I mean, I've been wearing those diamonds forever, but I'm just afraid that I'm going to lose them at this point, and I need to get that taken care of. So I'm going to put my groceries away, make my lunch, and chill for a bit. And then I always feel accomplished after I get my groceries. I might run into Marshall's. I was going to go just because I needed dry shampoo, but I did pick that up at Publix because it was maybe $1 or $2 more than Marshall's since it was a couple of bucks off. So I don't have to go to Marshall's, but you know, sometimes you have to go. We'll see. But anyway, enough chit chat. I'm going to put this up. I'll see y'all in a second. Alrighty guys, so I forgot that I do have a package. It's been sitting by the front door for a week. I think it came last weekend, and I was sick and did not feel like fooling with it, but I ordered something, and it's something to be crafty with. So, and sorry if you can hear the air fryer, but I thought that I would show y'all this while my food is heating up. But let me show y'all what I got. And I said I would never ever order one of these. Ever. Alright, y'all. Y'all ready to see what it is? Do you know what it is? I don't know if I can actually get it out. My finger's hurting. I should have waited and let Charlie open it, but all right, are y'all ready to see? I got a Cricut. Yes, I did. And this is so that I can cut out like vinyl letters and stuff like that to personalize some of my envelopes and stuff. You know, ideally, I would love to open an Etsy shop and be able to provide some cool products. I don't know if I will do that or not because my job is so demanding and I don't want to get in over my head. But I have been like really loving like watching people's cash stuffing videos that, you know, have like the pretty vinyl stuff. And I've ordered, you know, like a lot of my stuff through Salisa. And I know she uses a Cricut, and she even has a Cricut tutorial out there, so I made sure that I got the exact same one as her. This is the Cricut Explore Air 2. Let me lower you down. All right, there we go. This is the Cricut Explore Air 2. They do have the Air 3 and an Air 4 that just came out, but I know that Salisa had said that one of her friends or something maybe had ordered a 3 and had issues with it, and she has a 2 and has not had any problems with it. I kind of wanted the 4, but was a little scared since it's so new. So I just went ahead and ordered this one. I got it off of Amazon, and yeah, I am excited and very, very scared to use it at the same time. I don't know why I'm so scared. Mostly because I'm afraid that I will screw up. But I wanted to show y'all. Let me know down in the comments if you have a Cricut. And what do you make with it? Like, I also want to like personalize some like coffee cups for my employees. I thought that would be fun. Ooh, let's see here. There's fun stuff in here. Okay, y'all can see. So we've got this is some iron-on vinyl, you know, so I could even like try to make like a t-shirt or something. Who knows? This kit is one that kind of has it all. So here's all of the like little Cricut tools. This one's probably the one that I really need, and probably these little tweezers. Oh, and here's the little scraper thing to smooth it out. But this one came with everything. I wanted to just get an all-in-one kit. There is a blue Cricut mat. I know they make a green one. I know they make a purple one. I don't know what the difference in them is. We'll see if I end up having to get another one. This is kind of like rolled up where it was in this box. We'll see if it flattens out okay. Let's see here. We've also got, what is this? Oh, this is transfer tape. And I know that a lot of people use like the transfer tape, the Amazon brand, and even a different brand of vinyl. I'm going to research the brands of vinyl and see which ones I like. But I did get some of the Cricut premium vinyl in with this. So as you can see, it has like several different sheets. I think there's 12 different sheets in here. So this is going to kind of be my little tester to see what I can do, if I can actually use this thing. I will have Charlie help me because I am completely challenged whenever it comes to stuff like this. Like, I'm even scared to get it completely out of the box. I want to see what the color looks like. I mean, it's a pretty green color, but I'm not going to take it all the way out of the box. Here, I'll show y'all what the color looks like. So this is it, and maybe I will get Charlie to go upstairs with me later tonight or whatever, because I would love for him to set it up and play around with it. We'll see, but this is my new little crafty thing. I turn 50 and I get into my crafty era. But anyway, I'm gonna check on my food. I don't want it to burn. I think it's been in there for like 7 minutes. How long does it take to reheat some French fries and a hamburger? Oh, my hamburger bun's hard as a rock. French fries seem crispy. So, see, I try not to waste food. It's been sitting in the fridge for 2 days, but I think that's gonna be good. That's gonna be my lunch. Alrighty guys, we are back. It is Sunday. I don't think that I've talked to y'all since I was going to go to the jewelry store to see about getting my ring size down. As soon as I said that I was going to leave, I went to the bathroom and was like getting ready to put the animals up and everything, and they started barking, and Charlie got home from work, which actually worked out well. So I waited a few minutes. He got to go with me, so we went to Jared's. We dropped my rings and stuff off. They should be ready one day later this week. And I did make a little special purchase for myself, but I did add another little band, and they're going to solder together all 3 rings. If I've picked it up before I edit this video, then I will overlay what it looks like. Hopefully I'll have some new nails on and my hands will look a little prettier than they do right now. And then I went ahead and got my other ring sized down as well. So hopefully it looks good. Hopefully it fits. And I'm super excited about it. I love diamonds. I mean, I have like all the diamonds. All of these are diamonds. This is a diamond. Yeah, so I'm always like blinged out with my diamonds. So I am a diamond girly. And anyway, was super excited to get like another little band to put on there. So that was just kind of a little gift to myself. But anyway, then we came home and basically just chilled, had a cool evening, watched a movie and stuff like that. Yesterday, I will have to say, is probably the first day that I have like felt good in a couple of weeks since I was sick. And And it's like I just had energy. I didn't even take a nap or anything yesterday. And y'all know normally I'm like looking forward to my naps, but it's like I just wasn't even sleepy. So it just felt like a nice day. It was beautiful outside. You know, I did not go to Marshall's after we went to Jared's and I bought that ring because that she was a little pricey, you know. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to go home and not spend any more money. So anyway, I didn't really do anything else for the rest of the day. So we are here. It is Sunday. We are ready to meal prep. So it is already 12 o'clock. I literally just ate my breakfast. I finished getting ready. Salisa's doing an Etsy shop drop today, so I wanted to get on there and order another item. I love all of her budgeting stuff and want to support her, and so I ordered me another little savings challenge thing, so I'll be super excited to get that here in a week or two. And she's also doing like a live thing today, so I may like have that playing because I want to play along and hopefully win something and be in her little live Etsy shop launch. So check her out in my budgeting videos. I usually always have her Etsy shop linked. And her YouTube channel is Beautifully Me and You. She's very sweet. I love her. She's my girl. She is the one that kind of got me started on cash budgeting. She's been doing it for 2 or 3 years, and I watched a few of her videos. But then once I saved that $10,000, then I was like, heck yeah, this is my thing. I like this. So anyway, with all that being said, we got to cook today. So today we're going to be making my egg bites. I'm going to make the Mexican meatloaf with the roasted sweet potatoes, and then I just got some steam in the bag broccoli to go with that. And then I'm going to do Marry Me chicken tortellini. Somebody had asked if I would make my Marry Me chicken recipe again. So this is kind of similar to the old Marry Me chicken recipe that I made, but I have made this one other time with the tortellini. And it's really good. One thing that I struggle with making Marry Me chicken is what sides I want to make with it. It's like I don't want to make like mashed potatoes. I don't want to, like, I feel like it goes well with the pasta. And so with that cheese tortellini, I really liked it. It's really easy, and then it's all together, but then you do get that great Marry Me chicken sun-dried tomato flavor. It's delicious, and so that's what we're going to make today. No dessert on the menu for the day, so those are the 3 things that we're making. Mexican meatloaf, Marry Me chicken, egg bites. We're going to get it done. I'm going to see if I can be done by 2 o'clock or so, and not 100% sure. I might get distracted, like playing along with Salisa's live video or whatever. I might, let's just say 3 o'clock. We'll give myself till 3 o'clock. That's a little over 2 hours. I still have to do my laundry. Sunday is always a work day for me. So I'm going to be cooking, swapping out laundry, playing on YouTube live with her, and trying to get all of my stuff done. But we're going to get it done. We are. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, I thought I would just go ahead and film my egg bites because I'm going to be making them. So I have my skillet here. We're going to saute bell peppers. If you don't like bell peppers, you don't have to put bell peppers in there. You can always put, you know what, you could do sun-dried tomatoes. I think that would be good in the egg bites. Maybe I'll do that one Sunday. Something different, like some sun-dried tomatoes and some spinach or something. That would be really good. I think I put spinach in a long time ago. I'm not a huge fan of spinach personally. I love bell peppers. As y'all know, most of my recipes call for bell peppers. Okay, so we got those in there. We are just going to let those saute while we get together the rest of the eggs. I'm probably going to use 22 eggs or so. So I have a couple of cartons here. I'm going to crack those, and then we will add in half a container of the egg whites. One thing that I like to do is strain the egg whites. I know that might sound like a weird thing, but I do like pour them through a strainer into a measuring cup because sometimes there's like some white chunky things in here, and I think that's a little gross, so I do strain those, just FYI. And then I'm going to use half a container of fat-free cottage cheese. I just do this just to add a little bit more protein, and instead of putting milk or anything in there. Otherwise I'd probably just do like the Fairlife milk. If you didn't want to put cottage cheese, you don't have to. Everything you can always customize to whatever you like, which is what I like to do. So let me grab my big green bowl, and I'm going to get those eggs cracked, and then we will get everything mixed together and get those in the oven and then we can work on the meatloaf. All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna get these eggs in here. This is my least favorite part, but it's gotta be done. Alrighty guys, peppers are pretty much done. I have my eggs ready. I have my egg whites. We're gonna go ahead and put those in. And like I said, I did strain those. We're gonna go in with half a container of fat-free cottage cheese. If you don't wanna use fat-free, you don't have to, but I like for these to not have any points. I'm just gonna give these a little mix. We're gonna add in our salt, pepper, garlic powder. You can add whatever seasonings you want, but those are my favorite 3 for my eggs. We're gonna put our peppers in. And this makes a huge batch. I used 23 eggs. I think one of them I did kind of drop and I lost some of it. So normally I do like 22 eggs, but 22 to 24. Okay, now we're gonna go in with salt and pepper. I do use a lot of salt, a lot of pepper, and a lot of garlic powder. Now pepper, and then the good old garlic powder. So I'm gonna give these another good mix, and then we're gonna move over to the island. I'm gonna get my silicone muffin tins out, and we should end up with about 30 is what I aim for, at least 28, because we need 28 at a minimum for Charlie and I to each have 2 every morning. If I have a couple of over that, then we'll just like divide that out over a couple of days or something. Some mornings we'll eat like 2.5 or 3 or something. It just kind of depends. All right, let me move y'all over and get my setup. And here are my muffin tins that I'm going to use. I call them tins, but these are silicone. They do have a hard outside edge, so they won't like fully collapse, but these are perfect because nothing sticks to them, so I love them. I do like to give them a little spritz of olive oil spray. And then I'm just going to use my little ladle, and we're going to divide these out. All right, we have them together. We got a total of 31. So my third one is never all the way full, but again, I only need 28 because this will feed Charlie and I for 7 days. So, and we do 4 per day, 2 each. So I'm gonna put these in the oven now, 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Alrighty guys, we are ready to get started on our Mexican meatloaf. I have Salisa's channel up here. She just started her live. She did give me a little shout out. I love you too, girl. Thank you so much. I missed recording my live because I wasn't expecting it. But anyway, I'm going to turn the volume down on this so that I can tell y'all what is going in the Mexican meatloaf. Hold on. Let me just turn that down. Okay, we'll go back to that. So for the Mexican meatloaf, you're going to need a pound of 99% lean ground turkey. You can use ground beef or whatever if you want to. I've always made it with the lean ground turkey. It is delicious. You're going to need a couple of egg whites or 2 eggs. I'm just going to go ahead and use eggs. You're also going to need a can of these little green chilies, some enchilada sauce. I did find the medium. There is mild enchilada sauce as well. And then I like to use the Jiffy corn muffin mix. This does add extra points, but I love it. If you wanted to save on points, then you could just use like regular cornmeal or something. But I've been mixing this up this way for a long time and never had any issues with it. And it's just easy. This is my easy button. You're also going to need some salt, pepper, and some ground cumin. And I can't remember what else, but I'm going to set you up. We're going to get these mixed up so that these and then we're also going to do our sweet potatoes. Where are those? My lovely husband has diced up my sweet potatoes for me, so we have those here ready to go. I'm literally just going to put those in a pan, and we are going to season these up with some cinnamon and some pink Himalayan salt, and it is delicious, but we will do that last. We need to get these muffins mixed up. I'm going to use this bowl. Let me get y'all set up and we will get this together. We're going to start off by going ahead and putting our eggs in. Alrighty guys, so 2 eggs are in, and then we're going to go in with our ground turkey. One thing I like about this recipe is you can literally just throw everything in, mix it up, put it in the muffin tins. It is so easy. Let me open my cans. My little can of green chilies, the whole thing will go in. My enchilada sauce, we're going to put some in now, and then we will top it later once it's almost through cooking. Before I put in my chilies and enchilada sauce and the Jiffy mix, we're going to go ahead and season right on top of this ground turkey. So we're going to do salt and pepper, and then we're going to go in with some ground cumin, about half a teaspoon. And then we're also going to go in with some chili powder. I had to look at my recipe, which I have saved in my WW app. And y'all, this is originally a WW recipe, just so you know. So Mexican meatloaf, look it up. It's an old recipe from there, and I've just been making it for years. I modified it just a little bit for myself. And yeah, the instructions are there. It is very, very easy. So here we have our little can of diced chilies. And so I'm going to go in with the whole can. Just going to use this little knife here to get these out. Okay, now we're going to go in with a little bit of this enchilada sauce. I'm going to say like that much. This is more than what it actually calls for, but I couldn't find like a smaller can of the medium. So what is that, like a fifth of the can maybe? I will have some of this left over. It'll be a little bit wasted, but that's okay. And look how my can opener like tears this paper. It's ridiculous. It's the craziest can opener I've ever had. All right, we're going to put a paper towel under this, and I'm saving the rest of that for later because we will add some right on top of the muffins later whenever they are almost done. Then we're going in with our Jiffy mix. And that's it. Then you just want to mix it really well. So I'm just going to divide the meatloaf mixture into 12 muffins. Alrighty guys, so I got it divided. My battery died, so I'm not sure what recorded and what didn't record. But anyway, oven's preheated to 375. We're going to just set this to the side for a minute and get our sweet potatoes together. So I'm just going to use this pan. I'm going to line it with aluminum foil and put the potatoes in, and then we will get them seasoned up. So I got my aluminum foil in. I'm going to just spray a little bit of olive oil spray in. And this is 4 diced sweet potatoes. I love some sweet potatoes. I love to make them like this, and then I like to dip it in ketchup. It's delicious. So for this, you're going to need olive oil spray. We're going to spray the potatoes, and then we're going to use the pink Himalayan sea salt and ground cinnamon. And these are delicious. So I'm going to spray. I'm going to do my salt pretty heavily. Then we're going to go in with cinnamon. And I do want to make sure that I get a lot of cinnamon on here because that's what makes these so good. So I'm going to give it a good mix, and then I'm going to spray and season it up again to make sure that they are all coated nicely, and then we'll be ready to put this in the oven. Alright, so we're going to spray again, salt again, and then we're going to do cinnamon again. Alright, I'm going to stir it again. I have the oven preheated to 375. I'm putting both of these in on the bottom rack for probably about 45 minutes or so, and then we will put some more enchilada sauce on the muffins. I'm going to just give this one more little spray. So the meatloaf muffins are pretty much done. They've been in for about 40 minutes, and I'm going to take my leftover enchilada sauce and just kind of pour over each one. Alright, so that's it. We're going to pop this back in the oven for the last few minutes, and then these will be done. And I stirred the potatoes. They're looking good as well. We are ready to get started on the Mary Me chicken. I have this big pot up here because I have a big bag of tortellini. It's still in the freezer. I need to get it out. But we are going to focus on the chicken first. Basically, we're going to cook the chicken, take it out, and then we'll make the sauce and put the tortellini in. This is actually pretty easy to make. So we are going to season up with salt and pepper. Salt, pepper, and then we're going to do some paprika. And then some of this kinders or kinders. It's a little bright. I don't know if that will focus. Anyway, this is the buttery garlic and herb. I've used this the last time and it's really good. All right, I'm going to give this a little stir and then maybe season again, and then we're going to get this in the pot. I'm just going to add a little bit more of this seasoning and maybe a little bit more paprika. All right, so that looks perfect. We're going to go in. All right, good. Skillet is hot. So I'm basically just going to cook this until the chicken is done, and then we're going to take it out. And you know, one other thing, and I think this would be really good, I'm going to use a little bit of this oil that's in with the sun-dried tomatoes and put that in my chicken. This has the best flavor. If y'all have never tried sun-dried tomatoes, highly recommend. All right, I'm going to let this chicken cook. I'm going to cook it all the way through until it is completely done. And I'm going to get out my tortellini. I need a cup of a cup of half and half and a cup of chicken broth. So I'm going to get those together and let this chicken cook. And then, oh, I need to get my tortellini out as well. I'll be right back. Chicken is done. I took it off. It about burnt the bottom of my cast iron pot here. So I had to like put some water in here and clean it off a little bit because she was getting dark. So now we're going to go in with some butter. This is just the country crock plant butter, and I want to use this up. So I'm just going to use the rest of this, and then we're going to put garlic in. All right, then we're going to go in with some minced garlic, and then go in with about half a cup or so of the sun-dried tomatoes, unless you want to use them all, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to try not to get a lot of that oil out. All right, so we've got our butter, some minced garlic, and our sun-dried tomatoes in here. We're going to let this cook for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to come back with our chicken broth and half. And this dish is almost done. You know, I just realized I didn't do a vegetable to go with this dish. The last time I did broccoli. Here is the cheese tortellini that I'm going to use. I just picked this up at Publix. I used it the last time and I liked it. I'm going to use the whole bag. Okay, I think this is looking good. We are going to go in now with our chicken broth. The original recipe, they did less tortellini than me, so I'm going to do a cup and a half instead of just a cup. And then I'm also going to do a nice big cup of half and half. And we're going to go back in with the same seasonings that we seasoned the chicken with, so salt and pepper and some paprika, and then some of the Kinder's buttery garlic and herb. I'm going to turn the heat up on this. We want this to kind of come to a simmer, and when it does, then we're going to put the cheese tortellini in. We are simmering. This smells delicious. We're going to go in with our cheese tortellini. Alright, so we got the cheese tortellini in here. That's why I added a little bit of extra liquid, because this is quite a bit of tortellini. And we can go ahead and add our chicken back in as well. And then you just want to cover this and basically let it cook until the cheese tortellini is defrosted. I like to let it cook for a few more minutes just to let the tortellini soak up enough of the liquid and kind of puff up a little bit. But that's it. This is an easy kind of one pot dish. Oh, you know what? One thing I'm going to add, I forgot, is some Parmesan cheese. We're going to go in with some Parmesan cheese. I did pick this up because it's finely shredded. I thought that it would melt nicely in here. I have some others, so probably about that much. There is cheese in the cheese tortellini, but I feel like it needs a little Parmesan cheese. And then I may put a little bit on top of each dish once I plate it up. So let me get this together, and then we will get this plated up. Easy peasy meal prep. So after making the tortellini and stuff, I realized that I did not like pick a vegetable to go with it. So instead of doing the broccoli with the Mexican meatloaf and the sweet potatoes, then I'm going to put that with the Marry Me chicken tortellini. And I'm just going to make some green beans because I found some in the cabinet to go with the Mexican meatloaf and the sweet potatoes. Don't ask me why, but I feel like broccoli would go better with the pasta. and the chicken for some reason. So that's what we're gonna do, and this is done. I just need to plate it up, and I need to get the green beans done to go in with my Mexican meatloaf, and then I'm gonna show you all of my meal preps all together, and that will wrap up our day. Look at this cheese tortellini and this broccoli. Does that not look good? That is a perfect dish. I still need to season up my broccoli. I will put salt, pepper, and garlic powder on it so that whenever we heat it up, it is ready to go. This might just need a little sprinkle of Parmesan cheese, but I guarantee you that is delicious. Marry me chicken, cheese tortellini. Alrighty guys, here are our 12 meals for the week. So we have Mexican meatloaf, sweet potatoes with green beans. This is a tried and true recipe. I love it. I've made it 100 times. This is just the second time that I've ever made the Marry Me Chicken Cheese Tortellini, but I would highly recommend it based on the last time that I made it. This is one of those dishes that is just good. It is satisfying, and it's just got such a good flavor with those sun-dried tomatoes. But look how beautiful these meals turned out. I love it. Anyway, that's going to wrap up meal prep. Alrighty guys, thank you for joining me for another Sunday meal prep and a little bit of a chatty vlog. I hope that y'all are enjoying these videos. I have really been enjoying getting back into YouTube again. But anyway, I love you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Follow me over on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram handle for you here on the screen as well. And I love you guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.